Hey there. Wanted to just say hello. We're in a really beautiful place in India, and it's so quiet, and I'm really loving this whole house setup. Just cooked a meal for my kids. So those of you who are wondering, what is it like to be traveling with your children, moving from place to place? We are having some semblance of a routine, and it is nice to cook a meal in a kitchen, even if it's not mine, with our own ingredients. Even just a simple meal sometimes is nice. And so what I wanted to talk about today was sometimes we're not sure of what's going to happen next, especially when we're following our intuition, and we know what our desires are. It's challenging sometimes to trust our heart, but that's really all we can do to live our life's purpose, to have the greatest love that we desire. And really the magic happens when you do that. And today, we were at this beautiful, beautiful beach, and the waves were like it just was amazing. We were like in between two, if you can imagine, this beach has, the shoreline, and the waves would break before the shoreline and then break again at the shoreline. So there were two sections of breaking. And the first time they would break, if we walked towards it, it was really like another shoreline. So if you can imagine that, because we can stand like in between these two breaking of these waves. And it was just magical, and the water was so, was so clear that we could even see little fish swimming. And, even when we would come out, there were like no sand on our bodies. It was just like so clear. So it was just beautiful. We spent like basically all day at the beach, my daughters and I, and we got really tanned. I don't know if you could see it from my pink dress, but we got really dark and tan. It was so fun. And sometimes the waves would be crashing on us, and sometimes, they'd be calm. Just would change during the day, and we'd be moving across the beach because we're moving with the waves. It was just amazing. So my real, the message is that we had no idea what to expect from Kovalam. The waves were thrashing, really rough. And today it was just magical. The whole day was magical. People we were talking to, everything was magical. And that's the kind of life that we're leading right now. And those of you who are feeling that, how trying to imagine how things might be if you decided to take the leap into doing what you truly desired, just following your intuition with your children. I'm here to tell you that, there are days that can be magical, and that you're all having an amazingly wonderful time. We even saw this bald eagle. We were lying in the sun after being in the beach for a few hours, in the water, and I saw all these birds flying, and really high, and one I noticed had really brown feathers. I could even see it as they were flying high, and a white face. I've never seen a bird like that, and I'm pretty sure it was an eagle, but I will check it, because part of my own coaching, when you work with me, if any of you are resonating with me right now, is includes shamanism, includes messages from the divine, and animal messages especially. Spirit animals for me are birds. They've been following me throughout my path, this whole 1.5 to 2 years that I've been on this transformational journey. And the key to that is, what are you, what state of mind were you when you saw this message? What do you think about it? And then sometimes I look them up to see, okay, what are people saying about that? But I've learned to trust myself in terms of my own feelings when, I'm getting these messages. Or sometimes I even ask a question to the divine and I get an answer. through a feather, through different things. Feathers are definitely a recurring thing for me, but through animals, through dogs, through cats, it's a real connection to the earth, a connection to other living beings. Animals are so grounded. So I find a real connection to animals and flowers too, and trees. So yeah, I just wanted to share a magic within our lives, and that magic can be your life. It really is that trust in you. To realize how worthy you are, how important you are. For humanity, for your children, for generations of your family, as well as people who are in your tribe. So I encourage you to PM me and let me know what is your deepest desire. If traveling, even traveling within yourself, the universe is within you. I've said that before, but I thought it's really important to reiterate that, because your light, the strength of your light shining bright, allows others to shine as well. Thanks, Karen, for tuning in. And I wanted to say Karen's book, she is co-authoring a book, Magic and Miracles. I was just talking about magic, Karen, and you showed up. How exciting. And so Karen is co-authoring a book. It's published by Andrea Pennington, and that is coming out really soon, I believe next week. Karen, please post a comment below for any of our viewers. I'm sure they'd be interested. And I am really excited for Karen. Actually, the printed book that she's co-authoring comes out on my birthday, November 29th. So I'm so excited for Karen. Karen is such a good friend of mine and has really special healing powers. And we are synchronous, there is some synchronicity between us today because of the magic that I discussed at the beach, and she just magically appeared. So, so happy that you came on. So yes, looking forward to reading the book that Karen co-authored, as well as a few, I think 13 other authors are on that. Karen, please send a link in the comments for where people can find it on Amazon, because I am sure many of our listeners would love to pre-order that book on Amazon, and that is coming up next week. As well as my book, or my co-authored book, I should say, my co-authored book, Life After Trauma, is coming up in a couple of weeks as well. So this is just a very, very exciting time, so much magic occurring. And so I invite you to follow your heart and really jump in, take that leap to begin to really unravel the authenticity of yourself and tell your story, because it is so healing for so many people, just as Karen and I did in our chapters and in these upcoming books that I hope you'll be reading soon. So PM me if you are interested in really exploring the depths of yourself and the depths outside with your kids, because your light shining brightly allows others to shine theirs as well. Thank you so much for watching. Sending you lots of love from India. Namaste. Om Shanti. Shalom.